I enjoyed watching the show. I found it entertainment for myself. Then they said that I supported like Vivzy or something, which I never said that. I never supported the team. I never supported Vivzy. I just found it entertaining to myself. And if you don't find it entertaining, I don't care if you couldn't get through 1 minute of the episode. I don't care, because it was a passion for me. It was something I really liked. And then James goes on, states that I was in the fandom for 2 years and then decided to leave this year, which is also not true, because I joined the fandom early 2024 and left mid or late 2024. I think most likely mid 2024 or late-ish, you know. I'm pretty sure it was mid though, so that was also a lie. Okay, sorry. Yeah, but that was also wrong. So another thing wrong. And then I'm just going what comes up straight to my mind. If I miss anything, I'm gonna make another video, which will most definitely be shorter. I'll probably make it when I have time to speak in a normal voice, because I don't want to wake anyone in my house up or get myself in trouble or something, you know. I'm trying to be respectful here. Yeah, they were talking about how I had a big ego or something. How I thought I was an angel, which I've never thought of. I've never said in my entire life. In fact, that this ego was built up because of them, because they would call me annoying, and they would say that I was still annoying, and then they would talk about my past and say how annoying I was, and it would make me really insecure about myself, and that's why I built up an ego. I don't want you fighting. I don't want you going, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. That's how I felt. That's what you said in my view. This is me. This is about me right now, not you. Okay? I want you to understand that. I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. I'm saying the truth. So they really hurt my feelings. I'm just using they because I don't want to confuse anyone. I see the pronouns thing. I don't want to bring it to a bother right now. So, like, yeah, no, I do not, like, think I'm an angel. That is complete false. Another thing false on the list. No, that is wrong. I don't at all. I see very many flaws in myself. I have depression myself. I'm not trying to be edgy. I'm being serious. I have had multiple thoughts of suicide because of this friend group. Even in the one where you were the leader. Yes, you, Phoenix, had made me think those things. And then I see you going into your server venting about how you never want people to see you how they did in the past, when that is the exact thing that you did to me. You cannot be telling how you don't want people to break your boundaries when you've done broke mine. No. And I've never spoken to you about this because I know, I don't care like how you take this video. You were very judgmental to me. That's why I didn't tell you a lot of things, because you were very judgmental to me. And I didn't week. I can't do this. And the thing is, I don't even think they've been in school for like a few years or skipped like a few years of school. So you should not have any right to be calling anyone stupid when you have not been in school. It's honestly common sense here. You should not. Because I have work to do. I have school. I have school. I have stuff I need to get done. And you're calling me stupid. I'm working on multiple tests, multiple projects, actually. So you should not be calling anybody stupid. I don't care if it's a 5-year-old, I don't care if it's a 7-year-old, I don't care if it's a 10-year-old. You should not be able to call anyone stupid without having the right facts. I could say a lot of people are stupid. I could say that right now, but I'm not. I don't have the facts with me. You didn't have the facts with you, did you? No, you didn't. But James was like, no, he's just naive. And he was like, and then Phoenix goes again, no, he's just stupid. He's just stupid. He's just an idiot. What? That is that is very disrespectful. And the thing is, I didn't think anything bad about Phoenix except for they're a little judgmental, but that's okay because they're my friend. And then they're over here calling me stupid. I genuinely cannot with that. It's insane. It's insane. I don't know if you knew any of this. I don't know if you know this. You could watch this video while you're drawing or something, because it's going to be long. You could watch this video while you're playing a Roblox hobby. That's what I do sometimes when I'm watching long videos and I can't keep my attention span on it. I play something or I draw while I'm watching it so I can listen to it or just take my time. That's what I do. So if that helps you, like it helps me, then you can do that. Sorry if it sounds like a knockoff ASMR. I'm trying to be quiet again. But yeah, the goal of calling me an angel and stuff, which is, yeah, no, not true. Well, I know when I'm stubborn, and I apologize for it. I was actually being stubborn the night before I saw what they were back talking me. That they were back talking me. And I said, like, I was like talking to Junie, and I was being like pushy. And I was like, sorry, I didn't mean to be pushy. I shouldn't have said that. And Junie was like, it's myself. I hated that. But guess what? I didn't want to be judged, so I didn't speak up about that. But it did happen. It did happen. Yeah, it did. They would also not care about time zone whenever it came to game nights. It would always be at my dinner, and it would also be at like 12 a.m. for some people, and it would also be at like 3 a.m. for some people. They did not care. They only cared about like the time zone, like an hour before theirs, or the same ones that they had. It was, and it, just because it was based off of a poll, like that is so. It's just not. It was really disrespectful, yeah. Very disrespectful. And ever since they became a leader, they like act like they could boss everyone around and lead everything. And that's, I'm saying this from my perspective again. This is how I saw them. So I don't want you to get offended. This is how you came up to me and also multiple other people. You showed favoritism in people. You did not do equalness when it came to time zones. You did not let me speak up for myself. You gaslighted me. You made me think that I was annoying. You made me insecure about myself. That made me build up an ego, and now you're bashing me for the ego that I have today, which is mostly entirely your fault to the point I have it. So I don't think you have any right to go bashing me about anything. At all. Nothing, no right. And I was done with James. I was saying, because I was telling James about this gaslighting and stuff, about how they would not let me speak up for myself, because I was putting it all to like realization. Like, oh, this was not okay. So I was telling James, and then he was like, oh, okay, oh, okay. Yeah, I don't really show any empathy, so if you're just doing this, like, just to speak, you know, it's okay. Just know that I won't comfort you. What? But no. Weren't you speaking freely with Phoenix about a bunch of misinformation a few days ago? But then you don't have any empathy when it comes to truth. When it comes to the facts. When it comes to things that have actually happened. It's so hard. And then, like, a lot of other things too. I used to vent about Walbit a lot because Walbit caused a lot of drama for me, of course, if you my video about her I released. And I feel like they were like pushing me, like they were judging me when I did, and they were like, I don't really want you talking about her in the server because it reminds me of the group. Not everything is about you. I had trauma from that. It has nothing to do with the group. It is about He turned my OC into melted chocolate or something. What? All I did was make an asset for your OC. And then, like, give it some conflict with another character. So, you didn't give me much info on the character anyway, from what I remember. I didn't get that much. So I was going based off, like, how I think I saw them. But I still did. I still would have gave you character credits if the episode 1 did eventually come out, which it did not. And there was no credits in the intros because the intro was never finished. There was no place to give credits because it was never posted publicly. There was no credits to give. So, yeah, I don't know where you're going on about that. And no, I have not been working on Medicine Madness for 1 to 2 years. 2 years ago, I did not know what object shows even were, so that was also a complete lie. And then I've only been working on Medicine Madness from 3 months into 2025. And I am still putting the cast together, so of course episode 1's not going to be done because I am working by myself on this animation. I don't have a big team and I'm okay with that. I'm okay doing this by myself. It is my decision and I don't need you to parent me on what I do because it is my show. And then they go on saying, Brett's too young to make a show. We can't handle the criticism. Do you know when PFDI was made? Do you know what age it was the people who made it were when they made it? They were 13 years old. They planned it out when they were like 12. So you have nowhere to be saying that I am too young for anything. And yes, guys, I am over the age of 10. I am in middle school. I'm a middle school. So no, I'm not too young to do this. And it's my decision. I could be doing this at 9 years old if I wanted to. I could. It would still be my decision. And I have not gotten any hate or criticism, which they said, Brad is gonna get doxxed and canceled, but you're just wishing doxing upon me now. Which is not even close to happening because I have not gotten any hate or criticism since I've even started making object show animations. All I've gotten was love, and I'm very thankful for all the fans that I've had and all the subscribers that I have gained over this past year. I am very thankful in the past last year. So, yeah, no. I don't know why you're bringing up doxing, and I'm not gonna have a hissy fit if I only get 100 views. I will wait, and I will keep posting until it gets popular or not. I just want it to be out. I like looking at my animations. I don't care if it has 100 views. I don't care if it has 2 views, actually. All I want to know is that it's out and me and my team tried. Me and the voice actors tried. Me and everyone who did what they were doing in the show, who took a part in the show, tried. That's all I want. All I wanted to see is our effort to put into a real episode. I don't care about views. But you may think I am with this fake version that you have of me in your head where I think I'm an angel and I think that you suck or something. I don't know. But no, honestly, I'm just gonna be honest here. Do you know how stupid you sound when you go, I find you aren't very fond of me? Phoenix, I'm just being genuinely honest here. Do you know how stupid you sound when you go, I find you aren't very fond of me? Without even giving any context. I was so confused reading that. I was like, I find you aren't very fond of me. What the fuck? What does this mean? And that's of course why I went to James to talk about it. Because it was stupid. It sounded stupid. And you're lucky I even tried replying because I saw this while I was getting ready to go out for Halloween. And the thing was, you done this, like, you back talked to me like 1 day or 2 before, or like 3 days like, you know what?